What's going on, YouTube? Zariah here, and today you're on the Zariah Speaks channel. The topic for today is use logic instead of emotions. Let's get right into it. It is important to think and use logic over emotions because using logic will lead to making better decisions. It's very important to think with your head before making any sort of decision or choice, because thinking with your heart instead of your brain can lead to you making the wrong decisions. Thinking with your head and putting actual thought into everything will lead to you making the right decisions. When you think with emotions, you're very impulsive, and you got to remember, most emotions are just temporary. They're in the moment. So if you make a long-term or even permanent decision off of the emotions, you can't take it back, when all you had to do is just think with your head and use logic. So let's get into the first point of today's video, and that is think before you say. It is important to think and plan out in your head what you want to say before you say. When you say something and you don't put thought into it, it's already out into the world. There's no taking it back. If what you said was harmful or negative to somebody or another person, or a group of people, you can't take it back. It's already said. So it's very important to put thought into what you want to say and then say it. Don't just speak to speak, because you got to understand, words hurt. That old saying, words don't hurt, words can't break me, whatever the saying may have been, that's very false. Words hurt. So it's very important to think about how you think about what you want to say, and think about how you want to say it, because it's just as important what you say is how you say it. If you say something in a wrong turn, a wrong tone or whatever, a person might take it negatively when you could have been, speaking positively to them. So that's the first point. Think about what you say. The second point is kind of similar, but it is think before you do. So like I said before, once if you do something out of impulse, you can't take it back. When all you had to do is just think. Use logic in making choices and decisions. Think before you do, because once you do, it's already out there. If you think before you do, you can plan and you can make the most best decision you can. It's very important to put thought into what you do, because what you do not only affects you, it affects everyone around you. It's like a chain reaction. Every action has an opposite reaction. Whatever the term may have been in science, for every action there's a reaction. So think about what you do. Think about, use your logic before you do, I meant to say. So yeah, let's get to the third point of today's video, and that is to listen before you respond. Most people don't listen before they respond. Most people, especially if they don't know how to have a conversation, if they're very argumentative, they whatever you may say to them goes in one ear and out the other, and they're just waiting to respond with what they want to say. But what separates a good person from a person that just wants to hear themselves is you listen before you respond. When somebody is bringing something to your attention or you're holding a conversation, you listen. You take in what they're saying, you think about it, and then you come in with a well-educated response. This is very important in arguments. Most people in arguments, they think the louder they are, the more right they are, when that's simply not the case. You can win an argument being calm. You don't have to scream at the top of your lungs. You don't have to hit things. Listen before you respond. It's very important, because that can open doors. When you focus on actually listening before you respond, doors can open because people see that, listening before you respond is very intellectual. It's not just let me get what I want to say out. Let me get what I want to say out. No, when you listen before you respond, people see, people hear, and people, they tell in your response. So that's the third point. Listen before you respond. The fourth and final point of today's video is to put yourself in their shoes. Think about why a person might be acting a certain way. We all have different journeys. We all have different upbringings. We all react differently to certain things. Some of us are more emotional than others. Some of us use more logic than others, but it's very important to put yourself in their shoes and see where they're coming from. This is a very big part of using logic instead of emotion. Say a person is acting a certain way on your job site or at school, whatever the case may be. When you put yourself in their shoes, you can sort of, okay, why is this person acting like this? Where are they coming from? What was their upbringing like? What triggers them? What sets them off? And you can better respond to that person. You can better help that person if you care about that. So, definitely just try to put yourself in people's shoes in all situations in life. Learn how to de-escalate. That will take you far in life. Failure to de-escalate can just bring unwanted consequences. So definitely try to put yourself in their shoes and see where most people are coming from. That will elevate you. So that's all I wanted to talk about for today's video. If you guys liked it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment. If you found this video informative, share with your friends and relatives. Thank you. Excellent.